roped in a third person to the scheme, which is another one of Gabby's exes. Who's
type of like, what do you get out of like helping your ex with this shit? Like, I wouldn't.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
Yo, what up? It's J back here with another video. Today we're about to be reacting to a video by Atozy. The video is going to be on TikToker destroyed her life hiring a hitman. Bro, I don't know why people do not know, like, hiring a hitman is always fake. These are just like kind of brought up in movies and shit, bro. Hiring a hitman is like 100 times always not real, bro. Especially me, like, hearing about cases of people trying to hire a hitman online or trying to go to the dark web and like actually falling into a police trap before. And or the the hitman site actually being like a little bridge between the police and the person to get them arrested. But this shit never fucking ends up well, and you can't really tell a person that trying to like knock off their family member or knock off their significant other nothing, because they're just trying to focus on that and they're fucking stupid as fuck. But let's get into the video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and we are on the road to 650.
This TikToker and her attorney dad were just arrested and charged for allegedly trying to hire a hitman to get rid of her child's also famous father, Jack Avery. You would think that being a Florida attorney would mean that you would be smart enough to, I don't know, steer your daughter away from literal for hire schemes to solve her problems, but I guess not, because according to one witness,
I mean, if it was a different country and if you knew a crazy person like that, they probably would have got away with hiring a fucking hitman. Because I mean, look at Brazil. I think I saw a case before where somebody like hired a person and they actually fucking did it.
TikToker Gabby Gonzalez's father had apparently made comments about how it would be cheaper if Avery was just not alive anymore, instead of, I guess, continuing the expensive legal battle for custody. Well, I guess that's one way to give the guy full custody, and good if she would allegedly do that. That is not someone you want to be raising a kid. But I'm sure the cost of the legal battle was a far cry from the $2 million Gabby's bail has been set at. So again, congratulations, you played yourself. Massive skill issue here. And not to mention, now she's also required to stay 100 feet away from her child and have zero contact with her, which pretty much is the exact opposite of what she was trying to do here with this. And I mean, that's all on top of both Gabby and her father being charged with attempted murder and potentially being thrown behind bars. So, like, what do you even do in that situation? Throw your dad under the bus? Like, no matter what strategy they decide to use, it's not looking good for them. Because from the outside, Gabby Gonzalez portrays herself as sort of a free-spirited surfer girl. She calls herself a mermaid, and almost all of her posts are nature-related or...
Oh, man. It's always started with the free-spirited people, bro. I don't know why, but like they just notoriously always get like the bad reputation online, and this one right here is like recent, and it's not really fucking helping the case. I know there's some good people out there that are free spirited and shit, but like you got like these type of people ruining it for them, and a lot of people over the time ruining it for them because they go think this is like stereotypical. Like, you're free spirited, you're gonna be you're still a horrible person.
Or what do you say, free bleeding content?
Huh?
Yes, a woo-woo holistic girly is now allegedly doing some for hire. Awesome. Yeah, clearly I am not the target audience for this kind of content. It's just always amazing to find what niches exist on TikTok that honestly I wasn't even aware of. But basically, she looks like someone who would refer to themselves as an empath, all while, again, apparently, allegedly conspiring to murder her ex, but... Hey, what does that mean? We share and we don't judge? No, actually, they just destroy their lives, and yes, I am judging. I feel like there's like a judging threshold. Like, if you, allegedly try to murder your ex, yeah, I'm gonna judge. But if you do something weird that doesn't harm anyone else, go for it.
It's just the thing about it, when the kid grows up, bro, they're just gonna learn that, I guess supposedly, I have to say supposedly because it's a legal battle right now, and like, she's gonna grow up knowing that like you tried to hire a fucking person to kill his dad or his or her dad, and that's fucking crazy, bro. to even like really think of. And like murder for hire, it's always the spouses. It's like always the spouses or like a girlfriend or something. It's either like always a legal battle going on, and that's you know, it's always somebody trying to knock off their significant other so they can either get some money.
Whatever floats your boat. Regardless, she became famous for having her daughter, which, you know, is currently in the middle of the custody battle, at only 17 years old. And she had that daughter with Jack Avery, the guy who she allegedly tried to hire a hitman for. But while Gabby has 500,000 followers on Instagram, which definitely is not a small number, she is a pretty big influencer at that point. Jack boasts 1.4 million followers. So when it came out that pretty big Instagram influencer tried to, you know, hire a hitman for a even bigger Instagram influencer, obviously that becomes a wild story. But apparently, based on a whole bunch of T accounts, yes, sources T accounts, you know, that's always reassuring to hear here on this channel, but it's rumored that the band's management required the relationship to be kept a secret along with Gabby's pregnancy, probably to, I guess, preserve this boy band image. But of course, you can only hide these things for so long, and a lot of these accusations seem to be from Gabby herself. So we do have to kind of take these with a grain of salt. But regardless of what actually happened, fans, of course, eventually figured out that they had a child together in April of 2019. And it was also inevitable that some of his fans would dislike Gabby purely out of jealousy, but many of them supported and followed her as well, you know, to keep up with Gabby.
You see, man, like that's the problem. If you got like, it's a good part of having like a good obsessed fan base, but there's a bad part about it. They're gonna listen. Well, they're gonna listen to your music. The bad part is they're gonna be so obsessed with your life. They're gonna be digging into every aspect and every part of your life. Oof, the cues of just being famous is terrible.
Gabby, the dude, and their new kid now. And since the kid, Gabby started doing this like family vlog style content. But I feel like all of this is just one big reminder that you should be very cautious with how you post your kids online, if you even decide to do so. But hey, when it became clear the couple split, fans seemed very divided, but ultimately wanted what was best for the kid. And I guess they wanted them to.
Oh yeah, family vlogs. That kind of reminds me. Fucking PewDiePie recently, you know, retired from like family vlogs and shit because he wanted to protect his child. So I mean, that's a little something to add to that like type of conversation.
Co-parent, except co-parenting is not what Gabby seemed to have in mind at all. And I'm not saying that she immediately jumped to the for plot hire, but she was apparently dragging Jack's name through the dirt at every opportunity possible. And this is, of course, all while they were having a nasty ongoing custody battle. But court documents allege that beginning in 2020, Gabby had tried to portray Avery as, I guess, an unfit parent who was dangerous and harmful to their daughter. That didn't age well. But the document also named her father, Francisco Gonzalez, as someone who helped push these narratives, as well as doing crazy things like encouraging his daughter to contact some MMA fighter. Why would they contact an MMA fighter? I don't know. To intimidate Jack or something. Like, what is going on here? But also, like, again, like an attorney who texts about this stuff in a family group chat with zero fear of being caught. Like, come on, dude. This can't be for real. Are you serious? I thought the bar was hard to pass. You can't be this slow, dude. But I guess they also allegedly roped in a third person to a scheme, which is another one of Gabby's exes, whose name is Kai Cordry. And he also is being charged alongside of them for these crimes. How down bad are dudes out there?
Bro, this reminds me of that fucking case I think I reacted to a Tazi about, of like some Brazilian woman. It's kind of similar, but like it was a Brazilian woman. She hired somebody, one of her exes and a few other guys to fake kidnap her and her boyfriend. And I'm like, what type of like, what do you get out of like helping your ex with this shit? Like, I would never fucking help my ex in any type of way. If I have a good relationship with them, then I still wouldn't help them. Honestly, I'll give them support and just be like, you shouldn't do this. Yeah, this is crazy. But I wouldn't fucking help them just go along with the shit. They might have like promised him a buttload of fucking money or something, but like the risk, it's just too much like risk up here for like the reward, bro. I'm pretty sure the reward could not have been that much, bro. Now you're facing potential life in prison or whatever you get.
If you are an ex and you're being roped into a murder for plot hire with your ex's other ex, maybe it's time to rethink your entire life here. The attention of another woman is never worth being roped into some murder for hire plot. This is crazy. This is new levels of being down bad, especially not an ex. Come on, dude. What are you doing? But Kai, I guess, is said to have acted as a middleman and received approximately $10,000 from Gabby's father as front money, so he could, I guess, get on the dark web and hire a hitman using Bitcoin. Buddy, this is not your battle to fight. What are you doing? Bro probably got paid like 10 grand to go get entrapped on the dark web. Like, congratulations, dude. So that was apparently in late April 2021, and just a few days later, in the beginning of May, Kai made 2 separate transfers of $5,000 to a Gemini crypto account, and then, I guess, started signing up and started using this dark web for hire account concerning Jake Avery. I feel like all of this is just so many levels of stupid. It's like, okay, number one, you have to be a complete moron to try to hire a hitman for someone you're in an active custody case with. Number two, they hire an expert. The expert is her ex-boyfriend, who clearly has no idea what he's doing. Number three, they send Bitcoin, which is traceable forever. Number four, they send it to a Gemini exchange account, which has to be KYC'd, meaning someone's ID is tied to this account. And then he goes on to the dark web. But I guess because Kai found someone, of course, that someone was actually an undercover FBI agent. Who would have thought? But I guess no one caught on.
Bro, you see, it's always like an undercover cop or something. Like, why would you risk this shit? And you say you're the expert. What, nigga? You ain't no fucking expert, bro. Like, bro, you go have to be deep in the criminal underground world to be an expert, bro. You could have at least tried some other criminal ass niggas. Try a gangbanger or something, my nigga. But like, geez, you going on the web and with all those traceable ass like evidences towards your name and toward that, and then ended up getting caught by a fucking cop. People are stupid, bro. I thought people were stupid a long time ago, but like the cycle always ends up continuing with these couples and, you know, whatever they're going through throughout their life.
Not Gabby, not her dad, and certainly not Kai, because for the next 8 months, they said to have identified Jack as the target. And apparently TMZ is saying they wanted a finger, so they have proof that Jack was no longer with us. Like, hello? Wouldn't the proof be that he would suddenly vanish and not show up to the court proceedings that were actively going on? Like, why would you need your ex-boyfriend's finger? Honestly, we've been talking about some very evil and very stupid human beings here on this channel recently, but they were also reportedly arranging Jack's death to look like a car accident. So, I mean, if his finger was just randomly missing, wouldn't that be incredibly suspicious? But Kai apparently supplied the undercover agent the code word bull run, so Francisco could identify himself to the hitman, which he later did over text. Not a genius attorney by any measure. Again, I thought the bar was hard to pass. This dude should be a little bit smarter than this, but what do I know? But based on the dates, it seemed like they wanted to have the plan executed, no pun intended, by around December 21st, 2021. Right before Christmas, they wanted to take away a child's father, all for Gabby's incredibly stupid, selfish reasons. Obviously, Jack is here with us today, so none of this went through, and it's not really clear what went on behind the 3 currently accused from December 2021 to October of 2022. We can all just assume that they were just waiting for something to happen. However, on October 20th, 2022, Gabby is said to have called Kai to discuss the hitman's communications and how to deal with the threat of exposure, suggesting they speak to her father since he'd been handling most of it. And I don't know if they thought someone was onto them at that point, but they sure got some confirmation when the FBI raided Gabby's house. And this happened in November of 2022, while she was still living with her then husband. Apparently, it's unclear if they were married or not, but this dude is named Cody. Cody's also here. Apparently, Cody's, from what I can tell, innocent, but her ex is involved in all this. So this woman...
Bro, this is such a fucking confusing ass story. So you got the baby daddy that's an ex. You got your old like ex to help you with this murder, and then you currently married to somebody. Then oh my god, that's such a fucking headache, bro. Jesus Christ. I mean, who else could wonder if that guy is also innocent too? But I'm pretty sure he is, because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even want part of this. He probably would break up with her on the spot. Well, what do I know? But shit, I've seen shit crazier in other cases.
It's just bad news. Stay clear, guys. I mean, she's going to jail for a long time, most likely, so it's pretty easy to steer clear of her. But I mean, still, her husband was just as shocked as anyone else when the FBI showed up to the house, because, you know, he apparently didn't know anything about this. Dude, did I just lose power? Here's apparently Cody filming during the FBI raid as well.
Okay. FBI? Stop. We have a scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I talk to my wife?
We can arrange that. You can't come up here and charge it.
Okay, you have to understand. I just don't know what's going on. She came up from work. Heard that you guys were here.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure she's okay.
That's fine. She's okay. She is not in handcuffs. She's talking to people up there right now. Okay.
Okay.
So right now we have, like I said, we have a search warrant. We can see that it was signed by a judge. All right. We have people inside that just need to document everything.
But authorities confiscated electronics and interviewed Gabby, and this is also said to be when Jack was made aware of the alleged plan to end his life. I can only imagine how traumatizing it must have been to know that someone you shared a child with was planning to take your life. And thankfully, these three morons hired an FBI agent instead of an actual hitman. But it wouldn't be until September 17, 2025 when Jack was on the Zach Sang podcast, where I guess that was the first time the hitman plot was ever mentioned, at least publicly, despite him finding out about all this like 3 years.
Dude, thank God, bro. Like, I'm glad they're like doing more investigations, and I'm glad like cops are like learning from like more cases over the fucking years. And I'm glad there's people that are parading around as I'm glad the cops are parading around as like undercover hitmen on the fucking dark web now, because this shit could have potentially ended somebody's life. And yeah, that is scary. That is scary that someone someone could just like try to end your life over like a child dispute, the mother of your child to try to end your life over some little fucking dispute. I know court fees could be a lot, but like to want to kill the father of your child is just damn fucking despicable. Because what are you going to tell your child when they grow up? Aren't you going to like feel guilty about this? She wasn't going to feel guilty about this because like she went through and probably conspired with all of them to like try to kill her. I mean try to kill him.
Prior.
The FBI shows up at my door.
Like what do you mean show? Like
two agents, they show up. At the time, I was like in the kitchen. My mom was making dinner. I had my shirt off, playing guitar, singing to her. My little sister had her friend over, so I thought it was her parents walking up. So I just opened the door with my shirt off, like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Like, and they're like, "Are you Jack Avery?" And then as I started talking, my mom comes around. She's like, "Hey, what's going on? Is everything fine?" And then they drop their badges and they're like, "We're the FBI. We would like to talk to Jack if we can." And my mom, she's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, is everything fine?" They're like, "No, Jack hasn't done anything wrong. We think he's a victim of something." So yeah, we end up talking, and someone hired someone to kill me.
what do you know? Do you know who was trying to have you?
I can't speak on a lot.
And even in the interview, he doesn't really mention who it was trying to have him or give any hints. But then Jack goes on to speak positively about Gabby and their relationship, saying that things have suddenly started to improve.
For a while, I think it just me and her just when we broke it off, like it was like we just hated each other, just drama between kids being like, I'm the better parent. But yeah, we're working on it now. And
Yeah, but I'm actually afraid for you. I'm also afraid that Lavender can grow up without a dad.
that's another thing I had to fight for a long time. Like me and her baby mama, we've been pretty good recently. Like it took us a while, but
And I mean, okay, the dude's better than most people to say or even want to have any sort of relationship with someone who, I don't know, plotted to take their life. Hello? And this is also apparently while his Instagram is being like flooded by, I guess, her fans calling him a deadbeat dad. So again, interesting choice of words.
bro, I'd be flying to Hawaii and
Dude, this nigga is really a fucking humble ass nigga, because if this was me, man, I would have been like posting like, well, as soon as it said investigation was probably like finished and it was proven and everything, I would have just flew off the fucking handle. What were all y'all niggas talking about in my comments? What were all y'all niggas doing this? Talking about I'm a deadbeat dad, nigga. This bitch literally tried to kill me, bro. Nigga. Bro, I'm petty as fuck, bro.
just want to get to see her. Like I would literally fly out there, spend all my money, buying a hotel, everything, renting a car, show up to the front doorstep, and I don't like they won't hand her to me. Like I'm not trying to put shame on Gabriella. She is a great mom. I won't lie. She's an incredible mom. It's not just her either. It's me. Like, there's moments I could have been better and there's moments she could have been better. It's just like, just growing and learning and, figuring it out because we're young, like it feels better now because I'm 26, she's 24, I think. And like, it's way different. You know what I mean?
But I guess those people are now feeling stupid because I'm sure you're probably like, why did it take so long for them to be arrested if the FBI raided Gabby's house in like 2022? Well, according to some news articles, even after the raid, the feds didn't really feel like they had enough evidence and ended up handing it over to the LA County Sheriff's Department. And there they re-interviewed witnesses and decided they did have enough evidence to make the arrests. So years later, Gabby, her father Francisco, and Kai were all arrested for their alleged involvement with charges including attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and solicitation of murder. So congratulations to these three. They absolutely played themselves. Now, Gabby is a...
I mean, this is years later, bro, but like, I'm glad like I said, I'm glad cops are just like making sure they have all the evidence and making sure they don't, you know, make mistakes so they can just like nail cases now, because there's been cases in the past where niggas just get accused of shit and, you know, it's not accurate, bro. And or if they're really fucking guilty, like they can't really fucking prove anything unless, like, you know, unless they really go into this shit, and you can't like do anything. You can't like add shit after like an investigation, bro. You got to come in with it all on the table. There's like so many legal precautions to go into this shit now. But like I said, shit is kind of crazy years later though.
Waiting to return to court after she apparently didn't enter a plea at her first court appearance and is expected to be arraigned on July 23rd. She also apparently posted her $2 million bail, which is crazy.
Damn.
Even at what, 10 or 15% of that, you're looking at what, $200,000 to $300,000? That's crazy money. So I guess for now, she's free as long as she wears an ankle monitor, doesn't post online, and doesn't contact Jack or their kid in any way. Gabby's father, Francisco, he's also being investigated by the Florida Bar Association for his involvement in all this, considering, you know, he's supposed to be an injury attorney who knows better than to do something this stupid. But this might just be the start of one of the crazier cases that we've covered, because all three of them are maintaining their innocence. So obviously, massive disclaimer for this video. Everything is just alleged. We don't know what's going on. We kind of just have to wait and see what happens in the courtroom, because charges are just allegations until something happens in a court of law. Regardless, though, it's not looking good.
Bro, hey, this case doesn't even already sound too good. Even if bro, it's crazy because this nigga, her dad is literally an attorney and everything, you know, all the legal precautions. But we all know from all the stuff we be seeing online, from all the shit that happens to, you know, people, even legal people are really retarded in some shit, bro. But man, I hope this is really proven in court, because everything's allegedly, because he literally just said they're maintaining their innocence. I can't just go fly off the handle and just say they're, you know, they're fucking guilty. But if they did this is just fucking retarded and wild, because all this shit was literally traceable, and it's really fucked up because that's the father of your child, essentially, bro. And you feel like you like didn't want to fucking go through all this legal battle and shit just to try to knock him off. He did nothing but speak positive on that podcast about you, and that's the crazy part. See, man, it'd be like people that y'all gotta meet that just really y'all gotta be careful of. It could be your own. It could be people that you just known for a long ass time, people that you meet online, and you know, have you think y'all have a good ass relationship, even though y'all like not together no more, could just be plotting against you. So whoever, if y'all like have an ex, or if y'all have like a significant other, or even in this situation like a legal battle situation, good luck to y'all, and I hope y'all, like, you know, watch y'all back, man. I'll stay praying for y'all, because I do not want to get into that situation ever. I hope I don't get into that situation ever where I'm like in a legal battle, because they always, you know, side with the woman instead, despite you being a good guy. But if you guys want to see the original video, go check out Atazi's original video. It'll be linked below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed my reaction, and click that hype button. Really help me as a small YouTuber. But no further notice, let's get me to 650, man. We on the road. Catch you guys on the next video.
He was the best guy around. What about the people he murdered? What murder?